Okay. Sorry about that.
All right,
No.
I'll go ahead and repeat what I said. So you know, last or yesterday and last night, I sat here after I had cooled off, Hmm. and I went through and I looked at all this stuff, right? I looked at it objectively, and honestly, both of us or all of us fucked up. Now, I'm gonna be straight up and say yes, I acted like an immature little child, but I did that for a reason. I'm very tired of the trial admins and the admins, not just you guys, every single admin and moderator, or most of them, thinking that they control senior helpers, and everything else. So I don't know if Cohen changed it, or at least I haven't been aware of it. At the time
Yo,
when I went on duty as staff, I didn't know you could hit enter to
where you
change
at?
your shirt. I admit I was wrong about that one,
Come
okay?
up front.
But when it
Uh,
says to use
bro,
that
he
car,
talking about he's tired of us, bro. I'm tired of
that's
him.
the car I'm gonna
Like, shut the
use
fuck up,
because
dude.
that's what
Already
Cohen
you
and them
fucked up.
put out as the car they want
He
used.
was doing that
I
on purpose. That
realized that
shit
there
pisses
may
me
have been
off.
another car and it hadn't been updated yet, but I was going off of the vehicle roster I was given to use
Yeah,
by
but it's
Cohen,
dumb. If he did it on purpose, it
Now,
don't make no sense. That
secondly,
shit
we
ir-
can't be arguing like this. We got to take it to the DMs if we do. Get another staff member in to moderate it if we need to. Because honestly, that looked like one hell of a shit show. And I know personally, I had
Oh,
four
this
friends who
house is
left the
fucking
server.
nice. Super
So,
big.
and I realized a lot of it was
We got two
instigated
staff
because I
houses.
kept
Oh,
going. But I was
oh
trying to
yeah. I
prove
get
a
to wash my
point at the
balls in
same
here.
time. However, I was going about proving said point wrong. And I will admit that too. Now, you guys said I RDM'd and VDM'd. I don't think I may have ran over someone's car, but I don't think I killed anyone on purpose. If I did kill them, it was 100% by accident. I just want to clarify that we went through the logs and I only saw one person. Did I kill somebody else and it just didn't show up?
Yeah, you killed me and Shark.
Say that again, Infamous. You were like,
You killed me and Shark.
when did I kill you and Shark?
And your Jeep, you came up and you just zoomed or whatever the fuck you're driving. And you ran us over while
I
you were
don't
there.
remember that, but it sounds like something I would do with a fast vehicle. Anyways, but yeah, so I would like it if we could just put all this bullshit aside, fucking forget about it, because it's nothing more than a 9-year-old fucking drama, okay? We're supposed to be models for the community, and neither of us are being that. None of us are. So I think we all three collectively need to sit down and say, all right, this is what we did wrong. I know I did stuff wrong. I openly admitted that when I was asked. Yes, I was in a tank. However, I did not know I killed anyone in that tank. When we went back through the logs, it didn't show anyone, which it should have. I'll talk to Cohen about that. But no, the thing is this looks really bad to the community. And earlier, the stream before you guys came in, I had 20 people from not only my server, your guys' server, and a few other RP servers I'm in watching this. This doesn't look good to the community. And I love Cohen, I love Epic, and I love Xav to death. We are best friends, and I've known them for years. However, I also know that if I'm justly getting accused of something, I also know four of them, all four of those members, will hold me accountable. So, I mean, I get you were pissed that I got unbanned, Rebel, and I wasn't throwing that in your face per se. I was trying to put the point across that that wasn't a bannable offense. And I think I fucked up in that scenario by not changing my ped, But I also think that this whole staff team is way too quick to anger or raising their voice. You know what I mean? I think we all need to be able to take a step back, calm down, and if we need to, call another staff member in to handle the situation if we're too pissed. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And I totally understand where you're coming from and all that, but at the same time, like when you were using that naked ped, I actually heard from multiple other staff members that the night before that morning, you were actually, um, what do you call it, warned by Kane about wearing that ped because there are actually people that are 9 and 12 years old or like just generally people that are on the server they stream like I'm also a streamer
I
like
know, so am I.
yeah so and on some streams like Twitch you can't show nudity, you can't show all that type of stuff, and you were in a nude suit and yeah, it's not in the rules and stuff like that, but at the same
It
time, like,
actually is now.
yes, it is, and we tried to actually explain that to you when, Infamous and myself walked up to you in the police station and gave you like multiple warnings. Like I gave you 3 warnings. In server
I
rules, you
I
only give one
was
warning and then you kick and then you ban. Like,
so at the time I was actually replying to you, and I think that's on on a recording. I'll try to find it because it was a Lowell's recording.
mhm,
My push to talk wasn't working. I was trying to talk to you in game, saying, "Okay, give me a second to make a ped," and that's why I left the police station. And before I could type it out after I walked out of the police station, I was kicked. I was in
uh,
Discord at the time. I just didn't see you guys wherever you were. I think you were in RTO. I can't. Well, I'm supposed to be able to see RTO, but I can't.
I see, I
So
see. All right, well then
RCO is
I
an LEO channel now. They stopped wanting everybody to see it. You got to be in a department now to see.
according to Cohen, all staff members are supposed to see that. That way they can request people to go to support and all that. But it's whatever. That's semantics. I, anyways, this all stemmed because honestly, I'm not gonna have actions brought against me. Like, I understand you kicked me for a reason, but with that naked ped, that should have been a kick. Or like, I've I've personally heard you get angry, or I don't know if you were angry, upset, whatever word you want to call it, and call kids faggots and all that.
I've never actually done that. No, like, yeah, there's other staff members that do that at times, but that's only when
I
we're
I
actually
I don't
enraged
I
and
don't know if
like
it was you
it's
guys, but I know I have you on recording Southern at least calling me that. And I, even during this whole thing, other than calling you a dickhead, which I call everyone dickhead. If I ever call you dickhead or asshat, don't ever take that as disrespect. That's just how I am. Just
right.
so we can clear that up.
I mean, even saying faggots to certain people, like, yeah, I call Infamous and Cole and Chris and all of them like faggots and
Yep.
all kinds of
I
like dickheads and
I
all
know.
that stuff because it's a
So
joking manner to us personally. But then, I like I probably did actually say it to you, and I honestly do apologize. Like, yeah, I was extremely mad in the moment, but like some people
on
actually, when they're mad, then you there's things that are said out of anger that aren't actually meant, you know, and
Yep.
that that's actually what gets you honestly in trouble. And I realize that, and I apologize for that. So if I actually did, or if you do have me on recording, that's cool. Like I really don't mind. But I,
And
I just I looked at it as like you bragged about the unbanning part, even though I gave you multiple warnings. Like I gave you 3 warnings and then an extra warning, and on the fourth warning, then it was like, all right, dude, you're just gonna get banned because of the fact that you ran away from me and you tried to steal a AI vehicle, like just to get away. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not having that because before that there was multiple occasions of fail RP by new players that just came onto the server. I was kicking people all day that day, and then like I kind of took it out on you, and I was like, you know what, like You know, I'm hearing that Kane actually warned you about just putting on basic underwear at least. Like,
So
so
about that,
I was like, you know what?
Kane
Like, see it,
Kane
bye.
oh, sorry, I don't mean
You're
to
good.
speak over you. So about that whole warning thing, I was told by Kane that there is a ped for it, but he didn't tell me that I had to put underwear on because we were joking around. And then I had left the chat, and maybe he said that after I left. I don't know. But I did clarify with Kane after this happened that that needed to be done. Before that, I had no knowledge of that ped wasn't allowed without underwear. And I was literally leaving the police station to go change it. I wasn't trying to run away from you. Now, I also understand from somebody who has been head of admin and head of staff on multiple shitty servers, including two of them that are blacklisted from this server. That's why me and Kane know each other. Um, I understand the issue of, you've been dealing with shit all day and it just bursted out on me. And I understand that's going to happen every now and then, but we need to look at it objectively. If somebody can't reply to you in game, or if somebody isn't replying because you don't know if they can't, what I would suggest doing is, instead of, like, banning them right off if you give them four warnings, that's why it says kick, because you can issue in that kick, you can then say change ped when come back or something like that, so they can visibly see it on their screen. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Yeah, I probably did actually go a little too far with just like straight up giving you a 3-day ban, but I
Yeah,
gave you
I mean,
many, many
still,
warnings,
I get where
and then
you
I
were
heard
at,
about that.
but
So,
I only heard one warning because I have my mix amp, and when my mix amp is plugged in, I can't hear people in game, and it doesn't let me talk for some reason.
okay,
So, and I have to have my mix amp turned on for my mic to work correctly. So I'm still trying to figure out that issue because it's a new mix amp. So if I'm ever just sitting there not responding to you in game, do me a favor and message me in Discord. Or that way we can just avoid everything, because I get notifications in Discord for this server and a few others. So that way I know that, hey, they're trying to talk to me. Let me try to figure out why I can't hear them. You know what I mean?
right,
And that's why I urge everyone to not just be in game. I think it should be a rule you have to be in Civ chat if you're in the server, unless you're brand new, because then issues like that are easier to resolve. You know what I mean?
right. I definitely stand by that as well. Um, Another problem that I actually had is that you killed Shark and you start no clipping and other like all that other stuff, flying airplanes, running people over with tanks, like not like actual
So,
players, but you ran
so
over
the
AI vehicles and it
airplane,
blew up my friends. No
so
clipping.
the a- so the airplane, I can actually tell you exactly what I was doing, because if you go look at server photos, it's actually in there. I was
Hmm,
simply just flying out to the sea to get pictures of the sunset because I wanted to use it as a thumbnail. And I was getting all different pictures around the map. I literally replied to Wolfie in chat with that when he asked. He said, "Can you get out of the sky?" And I said, "No, I'm taking pictures." So that I wasn't actually using to RP. I was using it purely for content basis to get different pictures around the map for when I do start a YouTube channel. I haven't even really started this one that I'm on. I have like 4 subscribers. I had one that had 1,000 subscribers. Then I deleted it and moved to Twitch like an idiot. So, and another thing is you got to realize I'm a part of a lot of big communities like Rogue Nation. I'm a streamer for them. So when I actually got a permanent warning from Rogue Nation to get removed because in my stream it said faggot. And on Twitch, I know you know this. Um
it's a
you're
bannable offense.
It's a bannable offense, and I've
Yeah.
worked way too hard over the past 6 months on all my art all my logos, all my mod stuff, everything, to
Hmm.
sit here and be, I don't know, accused of something, or not accused. I'm trying to think of the right word. To have this happen, let's just put it that way for lack of better words. So I think from now on, instead of all of us getting upset, all of us sitting here raising our voices, each one of us individually getting louder and louder, we need to sit here and we need to take a second and calm down. Or we need to get another staff member in here, like Epic, somebody who has the right to discipline staff so they can sit here and moderate the conversation so we know that if we're pissed, that it's not going to go too far like it did. You know what I mean?
Hmm. See, I actually applied for admin and all that stuff a while back, and I'm actually getting a lot of reports of like I'm one of the best admins. Infamous and myself are actually one of the two of the best admins for the server, and what do you call it? A lot of people actually have dealt with me in the server, and including on Discord. I'm also head of department for Columbia Police, and they all say that I'm actually extremely chill. I don't ever raise my voice unless if I need to. Like, I really don't. Like, there's never been any altercation with Infamous or myself about, like, all of this. Like, raising our voice to people, all that other stuff. Like, yeah, Infamous was a little, like, he had his moments and stuff like that, but him and I actually talked about it because I actually called him out on it, and he will admit to that. To be honest with you, like he's admitted to it and apologized to everyone in Discord, on the server, in his department, even in my department. Uh, and he has cleaned up his attitude and stuff like that, and I really do appreciate that from him. Um, but yeah, like to be honest, we're not instantly trying to jump on people and ban them and kick them from the server or false RP or any of that. Like, we're not trying to be enemies here. We're trying to actually see the community and see, like, the server go from where it is now to in the future where it's actually a lot better, where departments are much bigger, where fail RP is not really an issue unless, you know, peacetime's actually disabled and, like, we're allowed to fail RP, like bank robberies and killing people, like, and stuff like that. Just role playing that situation out,
Yep.
which is totally fine. But when, you know, when we have to deal with a lot of people that are in the server fail RPing constantly, and then we just see another person and it's in staff, it really bugs us. I had no idea until last minute, right after I banned you for the 3 days. That's when I actually found out that you were a quote unquote developer for the server, which you probably still are. I have no idea.
I am. Yes, actually, if you look at the Columbia Police Pontiac, I did the
Hmm.
skin for that car.
Ah, alright, well, thank
There's
you.
a few others I've done in this server, but that's beyond the point. Even if I were to fuck up, I would expect Cohen to take that away. I don't give a fuck if I'm a developer. And another thing I don't really appreciate is, I understand that Gunner himself, who didn't have permission from me, sent invites to multiple people. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with you kicking him for that. I don't have an issue with that at all. But what I do have an issue with is Gunner asked me for an invite. I didn't tell him I had a server. I didn't even promote my server. And I can actually send you guys a screenshot of the DM if you would like. He asked me for an invite and fire was open. Right? I had no fire commissioner because we don't really do fire RP. We're more of a police RP in my server.
Hmm.
And I said, fine, you can have it. Now, because I was in Civ 1 and we were the only ones there, I don't know if when I hit Alt Tab and tabbed out that it put on my push to talk or something. But I was just telling him, because I was giving him the roles in my Discord real quick, that he needs to make his roles for fire. I wasn't actually promoting my server. The only reason he knew I had a server is because, again, I'm friends with a lot of people in this community and I'm in other communities with them. So they generally like a few other communities that Gunners in. I'm a developer of too. I love 5M. I love creating really cool fucking cars. Like right now, I'm working on a 2019 Charger for the police of this server, and it's
Mhm.
the Hellcat edition. It's going to be another heat vehicle. So,
I mean,
and my
that's
thing,
Question: does my department get it?
it's for whatever department has heat. That's the specific.
So my department. Yeah.
I mean, you could also create like a traffic pursuit division if your department can't access heat.
We got target 0.
Oh, okay. Um, but my thing is I understand he was promoting, but like especially with that comment that was made, my shitty server.
Mhm.
I realized we were pissed at the time, and I'm pretty much ignored it because of that. But I would like to put it out there that, my server is my server because it's my server. Okay.
Right.
Genuinely love the staff team on my server. I have never had a single issue. I genuinely love everyone on that server. They're my best friends. 90% of them I know in real life, or I have gotten to play 5M by knowing them for years in gaming. And when I say years, I mean like since high school years, and I'm 26. So a lot of these people that that they were watching that in the stream, and think of how that makes them feel about this server, because a lot of them were in this server. Frost MT6, who was in here long before you guys were. Not saying that that's a badge of honor or anything, I'm just putting it out there.
No, you're
he
good.
love he loves playing on this server, he loves playing on my server. When my server's not populated, honestly, I don't get to play on my server a lot, because when I get on my server, I'm the sole developer of my server. So when I get on, you can assume all the questions and comments I get. That's why I role play or I come to have fun on this server. I don't ever play on my own server because I don't have time to actually RP. I'm too busy, like Cohen is, getting bugged with questions and stuff like that. And
Right.
another thing I would like us to do, if we do have another problem like this, instead of us just yelling at each other, let's refer it up to like Corey or Epic or whoever's online at the time. I know I said something like this earlier, but we really shouldn't be punishing each other and staff. That should be a head of management issue.
Right,
You know what
which
I
it
mean?
is. It's always been head
Like
of management.
I understand kicking like me for that pet. I would have been completely fine with that. And like you said, you were pissed off, so I'm gonna drop the issue. But we got to make sure, even when we've been dealing with people all day, when we've been having these issues all day, that at the end of the day we're able to all sit down as a staff team, or all able to talk it out like we are now, and basically throw all the shitty issues in the trash can.
Hmm.
Because when push comes to shove, we're the role models for the community.
That's true.
you know
Yeah.
we should be acting as such. And another thing I didn't appreciate was the DM being posted in community chat. That's why I had replied to you, just so the community would know that that was why the issue was solved. Um,
I
but
actually.
like, huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I posted that because of the fact that I was getting actually like multiple people of like questioning me and like what actually happened and what actually made this entire thing start. It was really just between you and I and the ped, and then once you sent me the image, that even like that added even more flame because of the fact that like
So yeah,
I took it
I
as
realized
disrespect.
so sorry, go ahead.
You're good. You're good. What do you call it? Like I'm also hearing a lot of other rumors from like other staff that have been here longer than I have on the server of you like way back in the past like also fail RPing. Like I'm hearing that a lot where you just come into the server and you do absolutely nothing
So
but
I
fail RP.
actually, that's actually why I was demoted to helper.
Mhm.
You know, I got my warning, then I got my demotion.
Right.
Once you get your demotion, you have 6 months before you're able to get another warning without being kicked, according to Cohen. This was said to me in a private call. If I can get it in writing for you guys, I will. But the thing is tell those people not to fucking worry about it, or tell them it's being handled by staff, because honestly, it's none of their fucking business. And I'm not trying to, sound hostile by saying it's none of their fucking business, but it really isn't. And I realize that you guys, or you banned me for, for a reason, but not a reason. Um, and it shouldn't be the community's problem on why that is. The community shouldn't really be involved with staff issues. Just say it was handled by staff. That's all they really need to know. You know what I mean? And as far as the me fail RPing goes, yes, that's why I was demoted to. I was head admin, and then before you guys joined, I had got demoted, or it was after you guys joined, I got demoted. But before you guys joined, I had gotten my warning, right? And even Cohen and them have noticed a difference in me. You may not notice it because you may not have known me back then, but I used to be like even quicker to anger than I am now. Now I just type in all caps.
Hmm.
So, and our biggest thing is I really don't care what the other staff team members say. And I know Cohen, I know Epic, and they will ban me if it's a legitimate reason. You know what I mean?
Right.
They will do it. I've had them kick me from the server, put me on admin leave because I've been angry and quick to react. Kind of like you were, you get angry, you get flustered, and you're just quick to react.
Hmm.
Um,
It's actually
and
hard to get me to that like point. It really is.
I
I'm not
honestly,
even gonna lie.
a
Like it's really
I
really
have
hard.
a true skill at pissing people off. I'm not even joking. I naturally just piss people off, and I don't know how I do it.
Hmm.
One, I know my voice is annoying as fuck. I'll
Right.
be the first one to tell you my voice is annoying. I can't stand hearing my voice replayed back to me. So I don't know if I necessarily like, I know that whole message thing, that's not what I meant by it, but I probably should have elaborated on that a little more before that, or after I sent that, should I say. Um and when so another thing is with the whole, recording thing. I realized that, I didn't post that in general chat. So I won't ever. That was a staff issue that should have been contained to the DMs where I sent it to the correct people. Now, Gunner obviously found out because he was in a call with me in general while I was raising my voice. So he knew the whole issue. That's
Hmm.
why if you noticed when he invited someone to the call, I said, drop it. I don't want to hear any more of it. Because the only reason he knew is because he was in the call when this was happening. If he didn't know, he wouldn't have been in a call with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm not very welcoming to the fact of sharing drama like this in the community. So I think we've pretty much exhausted all the issues, and I don't want to keep hammering or fornicating with the dead horse. Um, or beating the dead horse, whatever you call it. But I was on vacation yesterday, and I still am. I'm on vacation for another week. So, and another thing, I know I've been absent from staff meetings these past 2 weeks because honestly, I work Saturdays. And if I'm there on a Saturday, I'm at work in my office talking to you. I'm at the fire department in my office talking to you. So it's not very easy for me to join the staff meetings. There's a reason I'm not normally on the weekends, other than for like an hour.
I mean, I don't
Because,
even really see you on the weekdays either. Like I've only like
well,
these what, third day that I actually seen you active and online
Yep.
on the
So
server in
that's actually
many
because I was
weeks.
asked to be more active, and honestly, I've been working on my server. I've been trying, I've had a lot of issues that when I swapped over server providers because I hate Zap hosting. Um I brought up my own server provider. I have my own servers, Minecraft, Rust, everything now. And a
Mhm.
lot of that time was spent, making sure that's good, making sure all the people who bought servers from me needed help, and Cohen was up to date on this, so he knew why I was inactive. But that's why I haven't been on in the past few weeks. But now that my server is up and running, my Google Fiber is done installing, all that shit is set up. Now I have the ability to be more active. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when I am more active, I would love to come to you guys and be like, hey, I gave this guy a warning because that's really all helpers can do. I gave this guy a warning. Can you do this? Blah, 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 kick him or whatever the next step would be. Okay.
Hmm.
So I think just for the pure essence of, staff rank, if there's a helper on, if the helper's already like there at talking to someone like me, or if I was like for yesterday when they kept killing Gunner while he was at the or whoever they were killing while they were setting up their boathouse thing, you saw me typing in chat. Something like that. Once I do that and I'm talking to people, I think we should let the person who, not just me, the person who started the conversation, talk to them, and then let them come to you, because you guys are admins. You guys should be the last person someone contacts unless you're the only one online. So, and another thing I really didn't appreciate, and it wasn't from you guys, it was from Cole, but he was going off of what you guys said, is I don't appreciate the trial admins treating me like I'm shit, because I've been in this server for a while and that's not any reason for me to be treated differently. But I'm not going to sit here and listen to a trial admin come in the chat and yell at me in front of Epic, who was already talking to me about the same issue. And then when I tell him, no, you don't have the right to say that, for him to say, for me, that I'm yelling at him, you guys haven't heard me yell. You don't want to, because I will give you a headache. Yeah, it's like this isn't yelling. That's just me talking loudly because I'm a loud talker. My voice carries and I elevate my voice. It's how I was taught to talk. It's simply just, and it's almost like speaking in cadence or singing in cadence without talking or speaking with other people at the same time. That's how I was taught to talk. That's how I generally talk now. Now, when I'm yelling, you'll know when I'm yelling because my voice gets deep and it gets very, very loud. Like it will clip Discord. Discord will physically cut out the volume because it's too loud for Discord to handle. So I just wanted to clear that up too because I know you guys thought I was yelling. If I'm ever getting loud with you, most likely I'm not yelling. Epic, Cohen, and Corey have all seen my natural yelling. We all came from a server that's blacklisted 5M Hub, and that owner treated us like shit. And we had a guy there named Texas, and we refused to let him in the server for a reason. He's a great admin, he's strict, and we liked that. But he also was one of those people that he was strict on what you did, but the second you came to him, he had a million different issues that you did wrong and he did nothing. And I don't want to see anyone in this server turn out like that. I want us all to be able to acknowledge, listen, yeah, he fucked up, but I also fucked up.
I mean, none of us actually think like that, to be honest with you. Like, not at all.
Yeah, honestly, we don't. And that's what
I
I'm
don't.
saying is we all need to be able to not necessarily force ourselves to think like that, but objectively look at a situation. And I'm actually talking to Cohen about holding like a staff training And obviously when you're pissed, a training's not going to be in the front of your mind, but holding a staff training to where it basically allows us to, talk about these issues, just to put it out there. Listen, you had this problem, blah blah blah. This is how we should be solving this, show the steps for stuff that isn't necessarily in the rules but should be. And another thing I was pointing out to you by saying it's not in the rules, I wasn't throwing it in your face. I was showing you because if a civ were to come into the server and do that same thing, granted, I know I'm not a civ, um, there's nothing we could do about that. We could ask them to change their pet and we can kick them as many times as they join back in that same pet. But at that point we can't ban them because it's not a bannable offense. Cohen is very strict on what offenses he calls bannable offenses because the server we were in before, the owner would ban you if he didn't like your name and he would ban you permanently. And that's the reason that he made up that whole thing because we don't want people to be quick to be banned.
Right, right. Well, to be honest, I actually feel like Infamous honestly like didn't really get a chance to honestly speak his side of the story or anything like that. So is it cool
Yeah, go ahead.
if he can
Yeah, go ahead,
do that?
Infamous. Is he there?
Most likely,
Oh
he's
my bad,
very
I was
frustrated.
doing something game. Uh, so hold up, somebody's breaking the game. All right, so honestly, yeah, I said some fucked up shit. I said faggot and all. I got gay relatives and all, and I shouldn't be saying shit like that. But and at the end of the day, I was getting really annoyed, and a lot lately I've been calm. I've been keeping my calm in from everybody, and I've not been so aggressive yesterday. I don't know what it was, but you really was bringing out my aggression side. And, yeah, I did fuck your stream up. Yeah, I did say faggot in your stream, and it wasn't like meant to disrespect nobody or nothing, but it was out of like pure irritation and annoyance. And and I said it without hesitation. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna be the one that's gonna beat around the bush. And yeah, it was a lot of other shit that was going on, especially with the Epic situation. Like when he came online, he got like he didn't know what he was doing. That was making me even more irritated and pissed off. And I was like, all right, well, if you don't know what you're doing, then you need to just like give it the fuck up because seriously. And it was just a big shit show. Right? And yeah, I fucked up. I ain't gonna tell you I didn't. I ain't gonna say I ain't breaking no rules fucking up, but we all got rules to follow. We were just trying to help you, and then when you started getting a little aggressive with us, that's when I got aggressive back with you. So that's all I got to say. I don't really have much to say because at the end of the day, yeah, we all got in trouble. And yeah, it's all in the past now, so I just let it be.
I fully agree. So from now on, let's just not even bring up the issue. If somebody else asks about the issue, just say it was handled by the staff team. You know, we don't really need to be spreading that out there anyways, further than it already was. And on for Cohen, because he asked me to, I went back and privated these videos on YouTube. I only put them up there so I could grab a link to make it easier to send to them. They're privated now. Um, as well as my Discord VOD where that was said was deleted by Twitch. So they know that was said in my stream. And another thing I want us to start doing is if we see somebody streaming, I want us to pay more attention to the public chat if you can. Obviously, if you're on as RTO, it makes it a little harder to hear global chat because you got to listen to RTO, you got to listen to dispatch, everything. So that's understandable if you guys can't do that, but I think we need to not only watch our language, but we need to make the community watch their language because this isn't the first time I've had faggot said in my stream, and I'm on my last warning with Twitch because of it. I don't stream FiveM very often for that reason. That's why I stick to Rainbow Six Siege And honestly, I suck at Battlefield on Xbox. That's why I'm trying to get better at it. Or I stick to Battlefield on PC or The Division, because those are games where I can control what's said. I can edit people out. But with this game, it's a lot harder for streamers to do that, at least as far as I know. So I think we should, not only us, but keep an eye on the community, look for that toxicity, stuff like that. Don't force it. But, if you hear the toxicity, obviously go talk to them. Now, if you're in an RP, obviously they're not expecting you to break RP. If I'm ever in the server and you need me to do something, just tell me. Like, if you need me to go deal with someone because you're in the middle of a police chase, let me know because I will go deal with that person. Now, I can't kick or ban them because I don't have that perm, but I can still go over and talk to them. And a lot of the times with a community member, like a Civ, talking to them fixes the issue. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, where kicking them with the reason they were kicked a lot of times fixes the issue. One, either they don't, there's three things that normally happen. One, they either don't join back. Two, they join back in RP correctly. Or three, they join back and continue the same thing, which in that case, depending on the issue, they would get banned. So that, I think that's how we should handle this from now on, and that's really all I have to say.
Alright.
So, how many people are on the server right now? Just you guys? And
Yeah.
I think me. No, I'm not even in the server. Wait, why do you guys not have EUP? What the hell? Let me go look at that. You guys should have platinum EUP, but it's not showing up. That's weird. I'll message Colin about that. But I'm gonna go ahead and hop into Civ 1. Thanks for taking the time to talk, guys.
Yep, no problem, man.